Everybody, this is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Monday, August 19th, 2024. So, the bulls, they are relentless right now. So, I want to just kind of show you a couple different scenarios on it, because this move right here took out the 78% retracement, and that was one of the things that I was saying. If the bears are going to do it, they're going to stop it there. And then, that would, or otherwise, beyond that, then we're going to be looking to test these highs or possibly break them. So we got through it. So let's just revise the count, because remember what I had. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that was where I had labeled that the 5s were down, and I was looking for a pullback that possibly could take us down here. So we made it down to the 200-day moving average, and then from there, that's what really launched things. So the way that the new wave structure and it that I'm looking at now is 1, 2, and this was just really a larger wave 3. This was the minor count where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's, remember, each wave typically has 5 waves. So if we, I'm not going to go through all the squiggles on it, but just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, and then an ABC 2. And then from there, it's going to go 5 waves, and then we're going to pull back a little bit to make the 2. This is the strongest wave right here. This is our wave 3, 4, and then 5. So this is 3. I wasn't really able to move these labels over until we took out the 78% retracement level, because it could be just a wave 2 up, and then we would have had a wave 3 down. So if this is the case, we are in the wave 5 of 5 right now, and it's a matter. Now, there's a couple things that could play out here, and I'm going to go to a 60-minute chart, because I'm showing you right. Hang on one second. I want to zoom in on this a little bit. Okay. Remember this open gap here. So it's at 56.60, pretty close to exactly where we are. So pretty close to the top that we made. So right now, maybe that's what they're eyeing, is to close that gap. If they do that, and let's say they don't take out the highs, then what will happen is it's going to be either a failed 5th, or it's going to be just a very extended wave 2, and then it would be a wave 3 down. Again, if it heads above here, then we just go back and refer to this and say it's a wave 5, and then we could just trade it. And as I've been saying, one of my timing models is looking for a top sometime next week. So, if the bulls are going at this kind of pace, heck, man, it may be at 6,000. But in any case, I'm thinking that right now we have one. Let's just say 1, 2. This is our wave 3. At some point, we're going to get a wave 4 that's going to bring us down someplace into this area here, right around that 55.24, 55. 50. I would say 55.24, somewhere in this area here. That would be your 4 and then 5. So at some point, we're really, really probably we're very, very overextended right now. We have bearish divergences on the hourly chart. And the thing that's crazy is, if you look, we're still on a sell signal right now with on the Arun, even though our trend indicator just went long. Well, just got bullish on. What date is this here? Right in this area here. You can see where the blue dots come in. So again, if they're going to head up, this is the channel we're in. You can see we have some resistance, right? If it's going to follow this channel, right up here, and that's going to be right around that 58.40 level. That's if we're making the wave 5. Again, the bigger question is, are they just looking to close the gap? And if they are, then what? Are we going to start that big leg down, right away, or is it going to take its time? So I'm on the side of this. Just trade what we're seeing right now. Today, we did get a false read on on the S&P here when we had that we came up and then had this move down. And this was our false read here, because this actually did turn what color is that? Pink when it was here, but once it came and it didn't close below this level, it stayed green. You can see the little hollow right here where it's not on a buy anymore. It's went through the neutral. So this was it. So from this, I was looking at this being, probably around the top was going to be, and oh man, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm totally messing that up. That's the last 5 minutes. So this is the candle that I'm saying that we got the false read on, because we gapped up, came up, and then came down, and this was the false read. And we were from these areas here. This was right around that 55.66. I said, I was looking to put a condor trade on, and I wanted to use the long side first. So we, sold the 55.90 calls and bought the 5600 calls for a credit spread. And I just kind of thought that was safe, especially when we got this false read here. When we got the sell signal, I thought we were in really good shape, and from there we just went straight up. So what did we do? We were behind the 8 ball on our trade here, and from there, what I did is simply put on a debit spread using the 5580s and the 5600, I believe it was, but it made up for those losses. So we basically, by taking that trade, we negated the credit spread on it. And if somebody held the debit spread to the end, they actually made some money. I closed it once it was break even. I just said, we went into the trade for a reason, traded out of it, and now we regroup for tomorrow. But I would really be shocked if they don't start that wave 4 tomorrow. Now, the only thing is that a lot of people may be trying to front run this whole Jackson Hole thing, because they're all remembering back the Jackson Hole in 2012 when Bernanke did the surprise rate cut or something, and did QE3 or whatever. I'm not even quite sure. But this is why everyone gets all juiced up, on the bull side. Every time this Jackson Hole thing comes into play, everybody thinks it's going to be the same thing, but it's like, dude, we've been doing this it's going on 12 years now. So you can't be thinking something that happened back in 2012 is going to happen again, on Wednesday. Now, it could. I'm just saying, to, make extreme bets like they are, I think it's a little dangerous. But let's, so from, like I said, we're either going to be making this wave 4. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, come down, make a wave 4. I don't know why these are on here. Let me take these off. So we make a wave 4 somewhere in this area here. Let's just say we could even just put it here at this top here, 50. I think it would go a little bit lower. So somewhere right around that 50, 55, 50 area, 50-point drop, 40 or 50. That's usually all the wave 4s are. And if it finds support and then moves higher, what's going to happen is then we again adjust to our daily, and this would be our wave 5. And we're going to need some confirmation on the top next week, obviously, but I just would be a little bit careful right now with what the bulls are wishing for Powell to cut rates, and what they don't understand is that if the Powell does cut rates, people are saying that we're already in a recession, which I do believe we are, but it's going to be that the recession is accelerating, and that's why they're starting to lower rates, and they have to catch up with other ones. But it's one of the things that it's just the market is so rate sensitive in either direction. It's hard to predict some of these things, but the wave structure, the count that I like is that we're going to be making a wave. Well, we make a wave 5. I'm not saying this is my preferred pattern, because as I show, we may just go look to close that gap, but making some type of wave 4 down and then up. And if we just take a look at the 15-minute chart, so it wouldn't be, I don't believe it would be this area that would be the wave 4, the moving average. So we can see, somewhere around, it might be a little bit deeper. I'm still thinking around that 55.50. If the bears can get through that, then we're looking at a move coming down to the 5,500. But I right now this market's pretty bullish right now, so I wouldn't assume anything. As I said, we are at some of the most extreme overbought levels in a very short period than I've seen in a while. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.